Just a quick reminder, tomorrow you have vocab 11 through 20, Wednesday 21 through 30. You don't have anything else due besides quizzes until Thursday. Your outline, your focus, and your study guide are all due on Thursday. I'm happy to hear that some of you have it done. How many of you have it done already? Good. It takes a while, does it not?
Yeah. It took me like 45 minutes.
Okay, it takes you.
Okay, it should not take you.
Well, not 45 minutes, probably an hour.
Okay. So,
I go ham.
please make sure that you are taking the time to do it appropriately. Now, today we're going to go through memories, which are the hardest part, to keep them separate. So, how about your focus and your study guide, please? If you look on your focus, this is question number 2, which I'm about to start filling in for you. So, question number 2 on your focus is what I'm answering right now. So, what is sensory memory? Because what makes sensory memory unique? Sensory memory is the very first stage of memory. I literally just copied this definition down. Sensory memory is the very first stage of memory, the point at which information enters the nervous system through the sensory systems. This is where transduction is occurring. Write down that quote. Then you have 2 sections, 2 different types of memories that are registered to your sensory memories. So we'll get to that in a second, so get that down. Sensory memory is going to be your shortest, with 1 to 2 seconds. You guys did well on that on the board, so I'm glad you retained that. This is so exciting. It's the same for everyone. All right. So you have 2 different types of memories. You have iconic and echoic. Now, iconic is visual sensory memory. So if it's visual sensory memory, it's iconic is what we see. So stop for 2 seconds and listen. It'll make a lot of sense here in a minute because you're going to have a test question on this. If it's visual, have you ever looked at something and then you closed your eyes and you still saw it for a second?
Yes.
That's that lingering memory. That's iconic memory. So on your study guide, do you have it? I would write that quick little sensory memory. I would write in the application for sensory memory on your study guide, iconic and echoic. You have 7 different types of memory that you need to keep separate, so I would write it down in your sensory memory. Iconic is going to be visual memory. Okay? After you close your eyes, you still see something for a minute, for a second or 2. That's what it is. It's iconic memory. So, what I want you, remember when we did the American flag with the green? When we closed our eyes, we could still see it. That's iconic memory. The longer you stare at something without breaking eye contact, the longer the memory is going to last. It makes sense, don't you think? Okay. Your second one is echoic. E-C-H-O-I-C. Echoic. Echo-ic. Okay? That is for auditory or for sound waves. Have you ever heard something and then a split second you're like, what? And you feel like you heard something else? Okay, it's 1 to 2 seconds after you hear something, you continue to hear it. Yes? That is echoic. It's the same type of thing except for vision, it's for ear. So you should have it down on number 2, iconic and echoic. One's for sound, one's for vision. That completes number 2 for you. On your study guide in your application box, you should have it for sensory memory, iconic and echoic. So you should be able to say this one is visual, this one's sound, because you need to make sure you're keeping them separate. Okay? All right, here we go. Eidetic, also known as photographic memory, is when people see things perfectly. Miles, you step up this on the corner of my desk. Can you take that back to the knees then? You just drop it off? Go for a nice walk. Alyssa, did you have a question?
I was just about to ask about it.
Yeah, that is when you're able to access visual information beyond. These are people who can see things and have photographic memory. Have you ever heard of that? That is exactly what it is. They can retain and think back to just seeing something. McCrae is pretty close to having it. It's so damn annoying. It is so annoying. It is so annoying. Try arguing with that, Alex. Try arguing with that. It's the worst. Yes.
Except that they aren't synonymous with each other.
No, you can be really good at seeing things, or you can hear something really well.
So eidetic memory is not the same as photographic memory.
They're pretty damn close for our situation. Yes.
Okay.
It's easier to compare the two because we're never going to get that specific. If you decide to study it in memory in college and that's what your thing is, then yes, you will know that there's a different thing, but keep it simple, stupid, yes.
Are there people that have neither or neither of the two, and are there people who have both?
You're typically stronger in one thing than the other. Like, for instance, there's some people who have really strong taste buds, and they typically go into being like a chef or sommelier or something, or a brewmaster or anything like that because they're really strong in that, and that's what they're really passionate about. Like, for instance, I have no talents, like, kinesthetically, like, I have no, like, talent, so I would never go into anything physical. However, actually, I have no talent, so I don't think I'm really great at anything.
You're pretty good.
Thank you, but it's not that hard. But not like gift from God or anything. But when you're thinking of these types of things, they're typically one is really, really strong. So echoic, as we just talked about, it's like 2 to 4 seconds. That's all you need to know for them, and that's all you need. Everyone good? All right, so let's keep going. So short-term memory, also known as STM. So anytime you see STM, you need to make sure that you are addressing it. So short-term memory is STM. When you see sensory memory, it has no abbreviation. People just write it out because we don't really talk about it. So short-term memory is the memory system in which information is held for a long time, also known as working memory, by the way. This is number 4 on your focus, by the way, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to find this, and I'm trying to keep this going here. So short-term memory is also known as STM, also known as working memory, which is number 4 on your focus. The memory system in which information is held for brief periods of time while being used. This is your conscious experience. Okay? So, if I don't reinforce something, if I don't do something, so on Friday, we were talking about someone who was yawning the whole damn class. Who was the person that was yawning the whole damn class? Who? Sophia was the one yawning all class. Now, the only reason why you remember the fact that Sophia was yawning the whole damn time was what? I kept talking about it because for like 20 minutes, and the reason is because we were doing maintenance rehearsal. Because in fact, would you care that Sophia yawned in my class? No, absolutely not. Because my selective attention is I picked up on that. I could have picked up on anything I wanted to. However, I decided that I was going to pick up on my girl here yawning because I wanted to make a point of it. Okay, so with yawning, Ripke, you okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to want this, darling. So, selective attention is when the ability to focus on one stimulus from among all sensory input. So when we talk about selective attention, a lot of you are doing all different types of things in class on Friday, but I wanted to make a silly example of something, which is why I picked Sophia, with a rudimentary thing of yawning. I really wasn't offended, I hope you know that. But I picked on that and I kept mentioning it. So today, when you came in, what did you remember? Sophia yawning. When in fact, if I didn't point it out 10,000 times, would you have remembered? No, because who the hell remembers that crap? Right? That's exactly it. So selective attention is what moves things from sensory memory into. So, maintenance rehearsal. Let's get that one for you. Hold on, wait 2 seconds. Maintenance rehearsal is part of number 4, by the way. It's the practice of saying some information to be remembered over and over in one's head in order for it to be maintained. So short-term memory, things only stay there if you're doing maintenance rehearsal. And that's what I would add to your number 4 box from the definition from the previous slide, is that information only is maintained here if it's under maintenance rehearsal. The perfect example of maintenance rehearsal is what? Vocab, absolutely. Vocab, vocab, vocab. All you do is say it over and over again in your head, right, Jenny?
Yes.
So, how did you do on today's vocab quiz? Well,
I mixed up rehearsal and maintenance rehearsal.
They are very similar. All right, so are we good? So I just answered number 4 for you. Of course. So I just answered number 4. So if you were doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should have number 4 down. Okay, so getting back, I do want to talk about short-term memory, some of the things we do. So the digit span test is a memory test in which series of numbers are read to the subjects in the experiment asked to recall the numbers in order. How many of you, just listen, how many of you could recall information that quickly? Can you? If I give you like 6 numbers, you could do it?
Maybe.
You think? I couldn't. No, not a shot in hell. I struggle with my husband's birthday. It's okay. We've only been together 10 years. He's been the love of my life for 10 years. It's fine. Maybe the next 10 I'll figure it out. Oh, phone number? I got the first 6 digits. I know.
Dude, I can remember like every phone number and every like.
We've only been
address.
together for 10 years and he's had the same cell phone number for 15 years. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna figure out what? Don't judge. Don't
My
judge.
mom's dad.
Like if someone steals my phone and I have to call like my husband, I'm screwed. 727-514.
If you read it off of your phone, I bet I could like recite it to you and memorize it.
Yeah, so
You memorize your husband's phone.
Like,
Yeah, like,
I know, at some point, like, one has
his
to.
number.
Okay? So, when we're talking about our short-term memory, it has a certain amount. Like if I asked you 6 numbers, most of you could do it, correct?
Yes.
All right, well let's put this to play. I am going to tell you a number, and you are going to write it down. Everyone, hold on. Let me write down a number. Have your boards out, because we're going to do a couple boards thing anyway.
Don't cheat, dude. Like, cheat. Cheating's my thing.
Okay. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. I'm going to tell you the number. When I say go, then write it down. Is everyone clear? So there's no point of me reading the number and you writing it down. There's no talent to that. No one's impressed by that. Okay. I'm going to say the whole number. Once I finish, I'll say go, and then you can write it down. Is everyone clear? All right, here we go. 1, 6, 3, 2, 1, 7, 9, 5. Go.
I have no idea. I think I got it wrong.
I had it, I got it.
I think I forgot.
All right, switch your board with someone else and we'll check it. Switch your
board.
board with someone else. All right, here we go. The real answer is 1, 6, 3, 2. How many of you have boards that are wrong already?
Yep.
Okay, keep your hands up so we can see how many people fall out. So it goes 1, 6, 3, 2, 1, 7, 9. How many people are out now? Raise your hand if your board's out. It's not you. We know it's not you. All right, most of you are out. So it's 1, 6, 3, 2, 1, 7, 9, 5. Who here? Hold up your board if your person got it right. Good. Good. That's impressive. So when we talk, guys, keep the board you have in your hand. Who cares?
Jude.
Who
I like
cares?
this one more. It's shiny. Jude.
Okay.
What is
So,
that?
oh, Miles, you're back already?
Numbers.
Damn. Thanks, man.
Let's do it again.
Okay.
It's like
So.
words. Words are so.
Okay, so that was 8 numbers.
Yeah,
Wow.
good point.
Okay,
Good
so
point.
we are under our short-term memory max. So, here we go.
Are you doing 6?
Do we have to do the hands again?
Well, I have to write down a number first. You know it's struggle.
Stop having so many different ones.
Am I being bullied by you, Jude?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You don't have to put your hands up yet because I'm not ready for you because I have to make up a number.
I predict that more people.
So how do we learn, like, just because of the repetition, like we learned that like the order of the numbers, like if we didn't learn like the order of the numbers and you just said like,
You made
okay,
13
like remember
letters.
all these numbers, 1, 2,
Numbers.
3, like through 20, like, and we wouldn't be able to do it. How do we like learn those?
You
like
just
just
have
the
to
repetition.
You have to train your brain. All right, here we go. Hands up. Hands up. What's some
Ooh.
enthusiasm, Olivia? All right, here we go. Listen to the whole number when I say go, then you can start writing. 2, 6, 5, 3, 7, 6, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4, 7, 3. Go.
Already.
And I remember the last 3. That's about it.
Oh my gosh, I remember that thing I learned on the outline where it's like the beginning and the end.
How many numbers should there be?
0 position effect.
Yes.
4,
Yeah,
5,
right.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total.
I remember 2, 6, ...
Okay.
1, 1, 7.
Who here thinks they're even close?
I'm missing the.
All right, Alyssa, let's hear it.
Well, I've heard the word.
Oh, okay.
Holy.
It's 2, 6, 5, 3, 1, 7,
Nope.
5. Okay.
What do you got?
2, 5, 6,
Nope.
7. It's 2, 6, 7, right?
It's 2, 6, 5, 3. That's all I got.
3.
Oh, I said 2, 6, 5, 3, 1, 7,
Why would I change the board that I wrote on?
No, it's 7, 6,
Oh,
and
I
6.
got it up to yes.
It's 2, 6, 5,
3, 2, 1. So there's a couple things here. Who here got the first couple numbers? And then screwed for the rest. Who here got the last group of numbers and nothing was retained beforehand? Okay. That is recency effect, if you remember the last ones. If you remember the first ones, it's called serial position effect. You remember the first couple things, but then after that, it's a wash. When we talk, it's the same thing.
Oh, same thing.
Okay, so when we start talking about our short-term memory, it's important that you remember that 7 plus or minus 3, correct? Some people can only maintain 5, some people can maintain up to 10. Okay, that is all the things we covered on Friday, but it's just important. Now, chunking information is bits of information that are combined in meaningful units. On your study guide, chunking is there somewhere. It's on the front. So chunking is a big component. So it's bits of information that are combined in meaningful units or chunks so that more information can be held
What's behind the picture? What word is that combined into?
into meaningful units.
What's an example?
I'm going to do that one right for you here in a second. I know, aren't you blessed? How did we do on our AP English exam?
It was alright.
Wasn't too bad?
Yeah.
Alright. So, chunking is when we break down large pieces of information and break it down into smaller pieces of information. Okay? So, hands up.
Oh, we doing more writing?
Yep. Hands up. Okay, so here we go. Do not start writing until I say go. So we'll see who here is the best. Ready? Hands up. John. Cheater.
The one day I wear a shirt with a hole in my armpit.
Here we go. 1453, 1900, 1785. Go.
Gee, I got all the other ones.
No idea. I think I got it.
I got 1, 2, 3. No. Oh my God, some of you are terrible.
Wait, what's it? I changed. I have 4. 1453, that's all I got.
Good. All right. I have a bunch more. Why? Like John's perfect. John, why are you perfect? Because the numbers were easier. 1453, 1900, 1785. Those are 12 numbers, 13 numbers, no one got even close. And I had a bunch of people get it right. This is what we mean by chunking, ladies and gentlemen. When we group them into smaller, manageable numbers, it's easier for us to process. It's the same thing with your phone numbers. Okay, it's the same thing. So 727-514, theoretically, I should remember the rest of McCrae's number, but I can't. Because I cannot chunk it out. So for your chunking, I would write for your application your social security number, your locker combination is that way as well, your phone number, all of those things are done in order to make it easier for you to process. That's why we do it. Smarter people than us have been around for quite some time, and that's why our numbers are shaped this way, our social security is shaped this way, just to make it easier to remember. Isn't that cool?
A lot of kids like don't know the show.
Well, I didn't know it until I started applying for college.
I only know the last.
I know mine.
So-
I know my card number. Like my credit card number.
Cool.
Tell us all, will you?
And give us
Alright,
a
hold
on
on.
the back.
I need this. Thank you kindly. So when we talk about short-term memory, it lasts for about 12 to 30 seconds if you do not rehearse it. Can we agree? Okay, something I tell you and I don't leave it alone forever and always, you'll never mention it again. You'll never retain it. It's going to be gone. It is susceptible to interference. Now, interference is when other information makes it harder for you to understand. Now, long-term memory. Okay, long-term memory is the system of memory into which all the information is placed to be kept more or less permanently. When we talk about long-term memory, it's about we don't know how long the information is there. If you put it in there correctly and encode it correctly, you should be able to retrieve it until your brain starts weaning off, if you will, the older you get. Not that it dies. Your memory doesn't die. It's just your brain's like watts, like power energy, make it deteriorates. Absolutely. So it's not like you can't get the memories out unless you have like Alzheimer's or something like that, and that's going to directly affect it. Nancy. Oh, you could have answered. By the way, number 5, chunking. You could have done maintenance rehearsal. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all the stuff we're pushing and getting done today. So, elaborative, which is also in number 5 right here. So when you talk about long-term memory, thinking about your oldest friend, that would be an example of your long-term memory. Thinking of your favorite book from your childhood. Mine was Make Way for Ducklings, and then it was Tuck Everlasting for a while. I went through one of those phases. And then I love My American Girls. There was a Samantha. American. Huh?
The Giving Tree?
No, I wasn't gonna give. I'm not poetry. I'm not Michelle Stevenson.
I like the pose you
Looks
made.
like a pirate.
I look like a pirate.
No, Shel Silverstein.
Yeah, he does. He has zero spears. All right. So elaborative rehearsal is a method of transferring information from the short-term memory to long-term memory by making information meaningful in some way. When we talk about elaborative rehearsal, it's when you add information to make it meaningful. Does anyone have an example of that? Elaborative rehearsal is when you add information to remember it. What do you got, Katrina?
Okay, let's say like you went out to dinner one night and then like your sister got proposed to. You would have never remembered that dinner, but since there was something special, right?
Sort of. I appreciate that.
I got
No.
lobster. I love lobsters. Let me remember it.
No, not quite. Okay, never mind. I should have provided an example. You think you got one? When you add information to it in order to make it more memorable. Alyssa.
So like when you're trying to learn a series of dates, you say like 1607 Jamestown was founded, it would help to know like context. Like you'd say, okay, so like 1609 and Amsterdam was founded. So like you have context for the date.
Yeah. Well, it's in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Why is the only reason why you know that damn statement?
Because
It
ready to
rhymes.
pull it.
Oh
Catchy.
my God, what do you
Catchy
want?
jingle.
What is the only piece of information you need?
You sailed the ocean blue in
1492.
14. I still don't remember it.
Oh my God. So if you want to remember what year Columbus sailed the ocean blue, 14.
There was
Thank you.
World War II.
Okay, 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What a courageous thing to do, but someone was already there. Like, there's a whole damn song about learning it. If you remember your planets by saying, what's the stupid thing?
Mercury.
What? Oh wait, no,
There's
that's
a lot.
that's
Mercury,
something
Venus,
different. I
Earth,
learned
Mars,
something
Saturn,
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Oh, like the rainbow. Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv, absolutely.
Oh,
Remembering
right.
that.
What about
3.
Stracciatella?
Where'd
Two.
you live?
Hi, you guys are so chatty, and this is such a small thing, and we haven't even gotten to the hard stuff yet. So I need to move forward, but I'm giving you examples. I would write down an example of this. So if you sing the damn song, just remember 1492, that would be an example. If you say Roy G. Biv in order to remember your colors of the rainbow, then that would be an example. If you say never eat soggy waffles to remember your compass, then that is elaborative of rehearsal. You're adding more information than you actually need in order to retain the information, correct? Riley.
Would you then also be a mnemonic device?
It is. All of these, elaborative rehearsal is a type of mnemonic device. All of them are connected. Nice connection. Okay, so when we talk about types of long-term memories, this is the hard part. So let's take a second and review what we have. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when I'm looking at my map and I close my eyes, still see the map? What is that called? What type of memory is that? Good. I got 2, 3, 4. Trevion, what is it? Iconic. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is it called when Trevion leaves my room and he still hears my name, my voice ringing in his ears? He's just like, oh my God, this woman won't leave me alone. What is it, Gabriella? Iconic. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are the 2 other nicknames for short-term memory? What are the other 2 nicknames for short-term memory? Let's go, Coker. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
It's abbreviation, ladies.
Oh, what?
What are they? What are they, Olivia?
Working memory and
Oh.
There you go. On your whiteboard, what memory lasts 1 to 2 seconds? What part of your memories lasts for 1 to 2 seconds? Good. What is it, Ripke?
Sensory memory.
Sensory memory. My telephone number is done this way to make it easier to remember. Jenny, chunking. On your whiteboard, please tell me, if I only remember how to get to Ripke's house by talking about the one day I rode my bike and ran into a guy on the corner with puppies on one street,
Oh.
and then I remember the next time I saw a guy with a fish tank on the corner of the other street, that's the only reason I remember. What is it? Olivia?
collaborative rehearsal.
Elaborative rehearsal. On your whiteboard, what is it called when I say the vocab terms over and over and over in my head right before the test? Just so I can recall. What is it, John?
Maintenance rehearsal.
Maintenance rehearsal. Okay. This, what I'm about to start, is the hardest part. So, you have to also understand that each of these memories have 2 names, which only adds to the fun. So, first one is a procedural. So, you have 2 types of memories. You have declarative and non-declarative. Please stop for 2 seconds. Actually, you can write this down. I think I get what I want.
Where is this? I forgot to.
On the back of your study guide, actually, I want you to write down what I'm doing right now. This is going to be better for you in the long term, I promise. Okay, so long-term memories. You're going to write this down on the back of your study guide. This is actually really going to help you way better than anything else. So long-term memories, there's 2 major sections. There's non-declarative. And then you have declarative. Those are your 2 major categories. So, under non-declarative, okay, declarative, also known as explicit as well. Do you see the complication behind these? Hello? Okay, so these are consciously known or has been recalled to be remembered. Some effort required. Okay? So non-declarative or explicit requires effort. You have to sit there and go, So you have 2 types. You have episodic or you have semantic. Okay? So episodic, what do you think those are? Think about the term. What do you think episodic is? Episodes. So things that actually happen to you. So events that happen to you. You experienced them. So examples of this would be your first kiss, your morning routine, your most embarrassing moment. I list those as well. Gifts you've received, and your homecoming. How well it went or how terrible it went. Mine was always terrible. Fun fact. Does that make sense by how awkward I am as a person? Alright, so semantic are your facts, general knowledge, and other things you have to try to remember. So examples of this: George Wash, first pres. Okay, there's 50 states. Last week I said 51 numbers. 3 stages of memory. And capital of New York is what, ladies and gentlemen? Albany. Ah, I'm in New York City. Jesus. Okay, so you have declarative memories. Non-declarative are okay. Over here, I want procedural. I'm sorry. I want procedural. I don't know what I was writing. I don't know why I chose that. And it's not the worst thing I could have done, but I don't want that. You want procedural or implicit? Sorry, please don't hate me. Okay, so these are once learned. It does not require thinking. Okay, so examples would be driving, riding, riding a bike, walking. Hopefully we're not still struggling with that one. I am some days, but brushing your teeth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Those are done completely without.
Miss Bennett?
What?
I'm sorry, but what is under episodic say?
Episodic is events that happen to you that you experience. So your first kiss, Mia. Only you will remember all the details of your first kiss. Whoever you kiss on the other side is going to have their own experiences, and they won't be able to explain even the same situation how it worked out. Okay, your morning routine. I assume you get out of bed, go to the bathroom, get breakfast, get dressed, all that stuff, but I don't know your morning routine. Mine starts at 4:40 every morning. I doubt yours looks like that, correct? Okay. Most embarrassing moments, gifts. Okay, what was the best gift you ever had? Only you can explain why it's so meaningful. My parents gave me a blue gemstone. A turquoise gemstone, which meant a lot because it was the first non-practical gift I've ever received. And I've never received anything like that. For my wedding, they bought me a printer.
I mean, it's useful in the long run.
Actually, I don't even know how it works, so it's still not working. It's just there. So, like, the most meaningful gift was for my 21st birthday. I got this beautiful gemstone necklace, had a little diamond to it. I wear it every once in a while. I wear it a pretty good amount. And that's important to me. Would my parents pick that gift out? Maybe, maybe not, but they don't know how important it is to me because on Christmas I get shampoo and socks every year. Okay, so semantic or facts, general knowledge. This episodic is completely personalized. Personalized, completely to you. Semantic, everyone has it, has the same memories. Okay, so semantic, general facts, knowledge. Everyone should know the 50 states, yes. Everyone should know the 3 stages of memory I taught like a boss on Friday. Okay, the capital of the state of New York. No, I'm not saying this. Okay, good. Because everyone should know it's Albany, not New York City. So when we talk about procedural and implicit, this is how to do something and what is happening. Is everyone okay on that? Yes.
Or with something that you know, like through intuition, like on a test. And if you don't know where you're getting.
It's going to come from experience, which is a little bit different. It's going to be coming implicit. Because of your positive experiences with test taking, you're always going to go with your gut influence. While someone who struggles with test taking is not going to have that. They're going to be like, ah, and they're going to choose the wrong one. Who here is terrible at test taking? There you go. Do you have that natural impulse? Or are you like, ah, and kind of close your eyes and just poke something, right? That's exactly. So that would be coming from experience. It would become implicit. Okay, so let's transition to your actual study guide. That breaks it down very nicely for you, but let's transition to fill in some boxes, shall we? So if you look on the bottom of your second page of your study guide, you're going to see procedural. Procedural memory is how to do something, condition responses. Okay, so for some of you have a skill of braiding hair. Who can braid hair? Oh, I can't. I don't have that implicit memory. I can't braid.
I have 4 sisters and they all make me bring that. You have to not be able to.
I literally can't do it. No, I would love to do it. Like, how cute would my little twist be if it was braided? But there's just no capability in my hands to do those things. Like, I just can't figure it out. It's not that hard. It's just like a weaving pattern, but I can't. I'm too stupid.
But you're not. What kind of braid?
No, like just like a flat braid, just like that. Oh, I'm just talking about if I had a ponytail and I just wanted to braid the tail of it.
You take 3 and you just cross them.
Now you're just so judgy. You're so.
You just cross them over your.
Yeah, I know, but it always looks like crap. It looks like I got like.
You just take the outside and go in.
Well, the thing is,
I feel really judged on explaining a real thing that makes me very self-conscious. It's fine.
French braid. I don't know how to French braid, but like just.
Oh,
No, I can't do
just
any
don't
of
braid.
it. I can't even braid Barbie's hair, for God's sake.
No.
Alright, so procedural memories are things that are done without memory, without thinking about how to do it. No one here is like, okay, I have to tie my shoe. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You have to really think about tying your
that's
shoe?
Sometimes, whenever my shoe like gets like undone, like most of my shoes like are already like pre-tied from like the first time I got them, so I just shove my foot in there. And sometimes I just forget.
I wouldn't brag about that. Yeah. Alright, goodbye. We got a lot done today. What?